particular Leela where, as Balram, he killed Dhenukasura and how it all turned out, and then specifically what lessons we can learn from it. And then finally, of course, question answers. But we don't have to wait till the end. If there is a comment or a question you have during the discussions, please unmute yourself and we can address that. Hare Krishna. We'll start with the Mangala Charan prayers. And if you know it, please chant alongside with me. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo
Oh,
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devam Saraswatam Vyasam Tato Jayamudirte Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuki. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी कृष्णभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पातरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णाय भूतले हिमद्यनाथ नामिने। Hare Krishna. To do an audio and video check, can you all see my screen? Can somebody please confirm?
Yes, Prabhuji. We
Hare.
see your presentation, ISKCON Krishna Lila.
Thank you, Mataji.
yes,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, what is a Leela? Can somebody please read this?
It is the Lord's pastime, the manifestation of divine love or higher emotion, which takes the devotee to the magnanimous height of holy communion with the Lord.
Hare Krishna. So, this is what Leela is. People think, like drama. Drama. That's another word, like drama. But actually, it is much more than drama. What Leela does is that, whatever the uh, love uh, devotees have for the Lord and the reciprocation of Krishna with his devotees. And all these are enacted by Krishna so that his devotee can go to the highest heights of the connection with Krishna, Holy Communion. Communion is like yoga, connection, the connection with Krishna. So through these leelas, we have the opportunity to connect with Krishna. Hare Krishna. Now, here is the, excuse me, why does he perform his leela? So in Bhagavad Gita, he says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samstha sambhavami yuge yuge. There are two reasons why these leelas are performed. First and foremost, it is to give his association to the pious people, the devotees. Through the leela, we can connect with Krishna. And the dual purpose is the second purpose is to establish the principles of Hare Krishna, to establish the principles of religion. What happens with time? Time is the destroyer of everything. So even something as sublime as religious principles, they start to deteriorate with the period of time. And we can see that from the four yugas, from the Satyug coming to Treta, Dwapar, and finally in Kali Yuga. In fact, we are in the golden years, the golden age of Kali Yuga. It's going to get even further messy, the Kali Yuga. So Krishna comes to deliver, to give association and deliver the pious people, as well as annihilate the rascals, the miscreants, and re-establish this principle. 500 years ago, Krishna himself came as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he established the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga. The Yuga Dharma is simple chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In the previous yugas, Krishna killed the miscreants. He killed them, annihilated them. Over here, 500 years ago, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and he doesn't kill the person, he kills the demonic mentality, the pastime of Jagai and Madhai. So he transforms the demons, the Asura, into Sura. Hare Krishna. Another point to note, dear devotees, is Leelas are beyond the purview of time. Time is something material. Time is a potency of Krishna, but his Leelas are beyond. Now we can say, oh, Krishna, around 5,000 odd years, he appeared in Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu came 500 years ago. And this way, Lord Ramchandra in the uh, Treta Yuga. So, like this, we can have uh, different time periods, so to say. But, however, these Leelas aren't time bound, they're eternal. And by eternal means it's ongoing. So, as we are speaking right now, the Leela is being performed somewhere in the creation. Somewhere it is being performed. As we are speaking right now, Krishna is giving instructions to Arjuna, as in the Bhagavad Gita. So these are eternal, the Leelas. So it's not that it started and it ended like a drama. It is ongoing. Hare Krishna. Now, Leelas should be considered and studied. It's not just hearing and giving some mental pleasure to the mind. It's not a sensual activity. Sometimes you listen to good music or you see a beautiful scenery and it puts us in a good mood. But Leela is something much more than that. It is for the consciousness. And for the consciousness, we need reverence and faith. So, all leelas, every leela, whether it may have violence in it or whether it is something so sweet as Damodar month is going on, where Mother Yashoda is chasing Krishna with a stick, it contains the sweet mellow Madhura Rasa, which is the topmost of bhakti. We know that, right? There are the five types of relationships that one can engage with Krishna. Can anyone very quickly uh, Describe what these five rasas are.
Santaras,
Yeah.
Sakyaras,
Sakya,
Madhuryaras,
Mhm.
Dasyaras,
Vasalya.
and Vatsalyaras. Right.
Can you tell the order in which it is from the lowest to the highest? Anybody?
The Santaras,
Yeah.
then Dasyaras, then Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, and Madhuryaras.
Correct. So Madhurya Ras contains all the flavors of the below four rasas. Vatsalya contains the below three. Sakhya has the other two. Yeah, so this is how we understand. So Madhurya is the topmost, the sweetest. So it's called the crowning glory of bhakti. And through this, you get self-surrender and absorption in Krishna. So see how important these leelas are. It's not just, there's a saying in Hindi, man behel gaya. No, man behel gaya, translated is that the mind got uh, uh, got satisfied. No, it's not that. It is basically for the self-surrender and absorption. It will bring us closer. See this Holy Communion with Krishna, it will bring us closer to Krishna. Hare Krishna. So here are now we are talking about the chivalry rasa of Krishna from the time of his birth to his boyhood. So these are the different miscreants, you can call them, the demonic people whom he annihilated. And today we are going to be specifically talking about Dhenukasura, the ass demon. Hare Krishna. So, what we need to understand first is, who's the saint and who is a demon. Sanskrit for saint is Sura, and Asura is the Sanskrit for demon, right? So, Maya is Krishna's illusory potency. And what Maya does is it forces us to accept whatever is fake as real and whatever is real to be untrue. And this is why when we listen to the Leela, we can have a lot of doubts. Oh, how can a 7-year-old boy lift a finger? Okay. Oh, it's said that Krishna runs faster than the speed of light. You know the pastime of Gajendra, right? Gajendra Moksha. And Gajendra was helplessly crying out to Vishnu. Now, Garuda, the carrier of Vishnu, he travels at the speed of light. But Krishna was so bothered to hear his devotee in problem, he got off Garuda and he went even faster than the speed of light. That's how fast Krishna went. Now we'll say, oh, but light is the fastest known phenomenon to man. How is it possible? So Hanuman, how can Hanuman carry a mountain on his hand? How can a 7-year-old boy carry a mountain on his pinky? Therefore, that too for 7 days and 7 nights. So all these things we think is fairy tale. Please understand, dear devotees, this is because of Maya. It forces a materialist. That's the operative word, materialist. Materialist is anyone who's engrossed in sense gratification. That is a materialist. Maya doesn't work on a devotee. A devotee is a spiritualist. Maya works only on a materialist. Now, as Sarvadik Prabhu in one of his Sunday classes had said about these pastimes, whom are we talking about? What is the tattva? For you and me, it is very difficult to carry a mountain on a little finger. Forget a mountain. You take the cell phone, which will be a few grams. Huh? This cell phone you carry, and you try to hold it in your hand up like this. How long you think you'll be able to hold it? Yeah, because you and me as Jiva are fallible. We have limited capacities and capabilities. But Krishna, the tattva, the position of Krishna, he is unlimited. He has no uh, he has no limitations. He has no shortcomings over there. So for such a person, impossible is not possible for such a person. He is he is uh, full and complete in everything. And not only that, it's ever growing. Hare Krishna. So now we'll come to this point. Please understand this when we're discussing Leela. This is the background. Okay, what are the similarities between the saint and a demon? Both are living entities, Jiva, and both are parts and parcels of Krishna, the marginal energy of Krishna. Both are dependent and under the control of Krishna, no matter how powerful they become. Hiranyakashipu was so powerful, the entire material universes. All he had to do, he would just lift his eyebrow, one eyebrow he would lift, and all the Devi Devtas, that is the demigods, Indra, the head, the king of the demigods, would tremble in fear, albeit they are both dependent on Krishna and under the control of Krishna. A devotee, a sura, a saint, is willingly under the control of Krishna, whereas a demonic person is forced. A materialist is forced to be under the control of Krishna. What is that force? That force is exerted by the three modes of material nature. You know, the three modes of material nature. Can anyone please describe what is the three modes of material nature?
Mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance.
Thank you, Mataji. But we would like also others to please participate. Please have the same enthusiasm as Niru Mataji. Don't worry whether you have the right answer or wrong answer. Krishna sees our effort, not the result. Humble, humble request. So don't feel shy. Please unmute and make an attempt. Thank you, Niru Mataji, all the same. Hare Krishna. So this is what puts us dependent under Krishna. Hare Krishna. What are the differences? Spiritually enlightened. The Vaishnav, the Sura, is spiritually enlightened. What does spiritual enlightened mean? Self-realization. They know that they are not the body, they are the spirit soul. They know the spirit soul, Aham Brahmasmi, is part and parcel of Krishna. And being the part, they serve the Krishna. Whereas an Asura is in material darkness with bodily, I, me, myself, mine. That is that consciousness. Suras are Krishna centric, excuse me, Asuras are self centered. Suras render service, Asuras expect to be served. Now, yes, this thing is very important to note. All of us expect to be served. Even in the even in a bhakti forum, we expect to be served, and we can understand and benchmark this. If we enter in, into a sangha and someone doesn't greet us, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam Mataji, then we, oh, the person didn't tell me Hari Bol, this, that, or I'm overlooked for this. Oh, or my name didn't get called out. So we expect to be served either physically or to the mental boost, is what is the Asura. That's the difference. Whereas Asura is always thinking, how may I serve? He serves the devotee to please Krishna. All he's doing is everything to please Krishna. In fact, Krishna is more happy when you serve the servant of the servant of the servant rather than you serving him directly. So, this is what a saint does, a Vaishnav does. He serves, whereas the Asura expects to be served. Hare Krishna. Here's also a fantastic point Haladar Swami made. We have no devotion, but yet we are called devotees. If you actually understand what devotion is what Mother Yashoda, devotion is what Radharani, the gopis, the gopas, the brajvasis, devotion is what Prabhupada and the acharyas, devotion is what our gurudevs, our respective gurudevs, what they have given up, what they have sacrificed, and how much they're giving to undeserving. That is devotion. But we are called devotees. We call each other devotees, and we also are called devotees. We have no devotion, but we are called devotees. This is what, quote paraphrasing Haladhar Swami. We have no knowledge, but we speak on sublime philosophy. We may have memorized the entire Bhagavad Gita. We can say all the shlokas. We'll know all the vidhis. We know all the rituals to do, correct? But that essence is far away. But yet we speak. Like right now, I'm on a Vyasasana, so to say. Speaking on this Vyasasana, Guru Parampara is there on this Vyasasana. Vyasadeva sat on this Vyasasana. And that same position is where we are sitting, I am sitting, no knowledge, but still we are speaking on sublime philosophy. We are unworthy. What qualifications we have, but still we are treated with respect. People call us Prabhus, Matajis. Some people, offer their obeisances when they see us. We are treated with so much respect. No qualification.
Prabhuji, we are not pure devotee. That's why we are doing sadhana.
I'm sorry.
I said we are not a pure devotee yet. We are still in the process of sadhana.
We'll never be pure devotees. Bhakti is not something that we do and you reach a particular stage. The moment we start thinking, Mataji, that we are, okay, I got faith now. Okay. Now I've got Sangha. Okay, now Anartha Nivriti, Bhajana Kriya, whatever those 9 steps which go up all the way. The more we think we are fallen, the more progress we are making. So over here, we have no qualification, zero, but we're still on the path of perfection, Haladhar Swami says. How is this possible? It's only through the will, the mercy of the Guru. So please keep this in mind when we are looking at all these leelas, we hear these leelas, we try to understand the tattva, the essence, the philosophy, we try to put it into practice. The very fact that all of us have assembled here, we could rather have been Netflix or so many other things are there. So many other things, but we are sitting here and listening to that Leela. It is not our doing, it is the mercy of Guru, which is coming from Krishna. Guru is just the mercy representation of Krishna. And that is why, Hare Krishna, that is why humility and faith is essential in understanding Krishna Leela. In absence of being humble, in absence of having faith, all these are just fairy tales. All this is just mythology. Hare Krishna. And we will remain in Maya. Hare Krishna. Now, here is an analogy of Rupa Goswami. I call this the donkey and me, and that's me, a donkey, the world's biggest donkey. So if you see, everybody knows the carrot and stick analogy, right? So would somebody please like to very briefly describe what is carrot and stick?
Hare
Mohammed
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Pranam.
Pranam. I just wanted carrot is when someone we believe based on a set of rules performs and we think that is good, we reward that person with a carrot, and when they don't deliver on it, stick is more of a punishment. So it is a classic model that is used to manage people, I guess, and other things. Thank
And
you.
thank you so much for that. Who was this?
This is Rudraksh
Rudraksha.
Karan.
Thank you so much for that, Rudraksha Prabhu. Yes,
Thank you.
you're spot
Hare
on.
Krishna.
That carrot and stick. So carrot is to what it does is it compels action. It compels action. So, okay, here's an incentive. If you do it, you'll get this, which is the carrot. Donkeys love carrots. Or if you don't do it, you'll get whacked by the stick. And this is how we all, and who's the person who's doing it? Who's the person who's impelling it? It's us itself, our wants. We are greedy like pigs. A pig is very greedy. No matter huh? No matter how much a pig eats, he wants to eat more and more and more and more. Stool, wool, anything. He'll just eat. Pig. That's why they say greedy pig. In the common speaking, is greedy pig. So our wants are like pigs, greedy pigs. And all the time, it is having this on a stick, it has put a carrot and we're chasing. that carrot. So all are the donkey mentality is I, me, myself, mine, self-centered. So this is what Srila Rupa Goswami has said the miseries of material existence, this donkey-like mentality, thinking and behavior. So here, those of you who are from the Indian subcontinent and have studied in some vernacular language, you must have learned the Barakadi or the uh, uh, Pavarga, right? Pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. So Pa stands for Parishram, hard labor, working like an ass. Hard. They say 40 hours a week, but realistically speaking, there's so much more hours that are being put in, more than 40 hours a week. And then the carrot is given, oh, of course, for those who have overtime, oh, 1.5 times you'll get more than your regular hours. Carrot being dangled. And like a donkey works very hard. Whole day he's working, very little rest. Whole day he's working, whole day is being abused, whole day is being beaten. End of the day, he'll get a carrot or some little grass. So like hard. Per is what Rupa Goswami has said is Parishram, like working like asses. Yeah. Pa also stands for Prabhava, which means defeat. All work ends in the cycle of birth, old age, disease, death. No matter what success or what failure, material success or failure we have, end comes death. Death negates everything, makes it a big zero, and back to being a donkey. Different shape, different form is what. So this entire purpose of a human life with the greater intellect is completely defeated. So that is pa. Then you have fur. Fur stands for fenila, foaming at the mouth. So if you see these beasts of burden, they're working hard in the sun, dragging weight, so much so that they start, all the spittle starts coming from their mouth, hard labor. That's what even we are. And then we try to do this, oh, work-life balance. So work like donkeys from Monday to Friday. And then Friday, yay, thank God it's Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, just in, unrestricted sense, enjoyment, gratification, some, carrot, some kind of thing. And then again, back Monday too. So Mondays, that's why they call it Monday morning blues. Those are who still working. People hate going to their jobs, but still, most people hate going to their jobs, overwhelming majority. There's the Monday morning blue, but forced to go because of this greedy pig-like wants. My Gurudev Radhanath Swami Maharaj says, all of us are trying to be happy, but happiness is not in what you have. Happiness is what you can do without. The more things you can do without, the happier you're going to be. You need a car to go from point A to point B. So initially, you took a second-hand, beaten up car. So happy. But then that didn't suffice. Then I want a new car. Then I want a luxury car. So all these things, there is no end to a want. And actually, if you see, want is nothing but a means to fulfill an underlying need. And what is that need? Every jiva, doesn't matter. Every jiva, doesn't matter what shape, form. Every jiva, the fundamental need is to love and to be loved. And we're trying to find it in these things, that thing. And we end up loving things and using people, instead of it being the other way around. Things can't reciprocate with us. It can't reciprocate. Only people can reciprocate. A jiva can reciprocate with you, a living entity. Inanimate things can't reciprocate. And that's why we are always hankering for something new, something more. There's no satisfaction, no matter what we're trying to do. Hare Krishna. Ba stands for bandha. So per for, and we are tied to working hard. If you see in the villages, there is the bull, it is tied. There's a stick in the middle and big, pole. It's tied and it's going round and round and round and round and round and round. That's what it's doing. That's what it's doing. That's how we are. Work-life balance, no matter how much we try, because we are so tied up to our wants, it disrupts whatever work-life balance. People try meditation, people try yoga, they try music therapy, they try this. Um, they also have something called they go into a room and start screaming to let all the frustration out. Or they will just force laughter. It's called laughter therapy. The first time I saw a group of these people in my home city of Mumbai, do it in a park, I thought they've all gone mad. They all were in a group in a circle and laughing. Ha 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 ha, forced laughter. Why? Because some kind of a release they're wanting. To have a release is great, but to get the right kind of release is what matters. Hare Krishna. Then there is bha. Bha is bhaya. Fearful, anxiety, worry. Oh, what if I lose my job? What is fear? Fear is nothing but a perceived loss of control. We are the controlled. We are part. The part is always controlled by the whole. But Maya makes us believe we are the controller, we are the doer. And because of that, there's always sword hanging on our head. Whatever it be, you could be the um, absolute, so-called absolute, like the highest position you may have. But still you're fearful that you could be toppled from your chair. So fearfulness, anxiety, Hare Krishna. Finally, mrityu. So death makes everything a big zero. Come again, cycle of birth, old age. It's like, different uniform rules, but the game is the same. Ma. Can somebody please read Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj's explanation?
Prabhuji, if nobody ready, I would be happy to read.
Please do, Mataji. Everyone
I think
is.
they are taking dinner. Those
can
who do
read
not,
that.
you can read it.
Yes.
Go
Shall I
ahead.
read?
Go
Please,
ahead.
please.
Go ahead.
Those who do not tread the path of hard labor, foam coming from the mouth, lamentation, fear, leading ultimately only to death, are said to be treading the path of apavarga. Kapila Muni, Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 25th
Chapter.
chapter, 25th sloka says, Ashwa apavarga vartamani, you should tread the path of a apavarga, the path of liberation, the path of devotional service. Then Shraddha Rati Bhaktir Anukramishyati. Gradually you will develop Shraddha, faith, Rati, taste, and ultimately pure bhakti. His Holiness Gaura Govinda Swami, disciple of Srila Prabhupada.
So Srila Gaur Govind Swami from Orissa, very, very senior devotee, disciple of Srila Prabhupada. This is what he says. We have two options, either to be a donkey or to be a human. A human is apavarga. Doesn't mean a human being is lazy. You do what is required to be done, but do it in a sensible manner. Make whatever you do as an offering to Krishna. Now, how can you do it? All of us are grastis. All of us have work, responsibilities, professional responsibilities, family responsibilities, societal responsibilities. So many responsibilities are there. So it doesn't mean you just, sit back in your house and do Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. In fact, there's this pastime. It is the Yuga Dharma. There was one disciple who told Prabhupada, I only want to chant like how Gaur Kishore Das, like how Namacharya Haridas Thakur used to chant. That's all I want to do. Nothing else. Prabhupada said, okay. He says, your meals will be provided to you. Sit in this room and just chant non-stop. Whatever meal, you don't have to do any other work. Your basic, you need food to eat and water to drink. That will be provided to you. He was very happy. He sat down. He sat down on day one. They gave him his food. Day two, they gave him his food. He was chanting. Day three, he came out and he says, I can't do it. I can't do it. We have to do our work. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, do your duty. Whatever is your duty, whatever be your station, do what is expected of you. Do whatever is required of you. Don't be caught up in the fruits. Don't do because of the fruits. Do it as a matter of principle, your duty. And whatever we get, make that as an offering to Krishna. So, how can a professional, how can a grasti, whatever he earns, okay, that money, use it for the upkeep of a family. That family, don't think it is your family, think of it as Krishna's family. Then, whatever money you're spending on them, that itself becomes an act of devotional service. Whatever money you have, use it in Krishna consciousness, bringing Krishna consciousness to others. So this is how, correct? We get away from this pa, fa, ba, bha, ma, Hare Krishna, and the result is ultimately love of Godhead, which is called pure bhakti. Hare Krishna. So Mataji had earlier mentioned, right, that we are currently in this stage of being we are the sadhakas. So it is Mishra Bhakti. It is not pure. Still, it's a purificatory process. Personally, we should, no matter how many years, no matter what kind of knowledge realizations we have, it is always, always incumbent to always think that we are the greatest fools. And that's how actually everything, the realizations, the essence, everything, that's how the purification, that's how the perfection happens. Humility. Hare Krishna. Okay, so here now we will look at how the Dhenukasi. So you understood this background, right? What Leela is, what is Asura, what is an Asura, because this will be talking about Suras and Asuras and, the donkey mentality that we have. Because this pastime is about a donkey, and then we'll see what parallels and what instructions each part of this Leela is. Hare Krishna. So what happens is Krishna reaches his Pauganda period. Now, Krishna, there are four periods when Krishna has appeared. There are these four periods. So the first one is called Kaumara. That is till he's 5 years old. Then this particular Leela is the Pauganda Leela. That is from 6 to 11. Then there is Kaishorya, which is, you can say, pre-youth, or how they say, na, tween, what they call. So pre-youth is Kaishorya. And then finally it's Yavana. Yavana is the youth. And that's what Krishna, his appearance, his luster, like you see even in us material folks, a youngster just has um, the beauty of youth, as they say. And there's also a saying that youth is wasted on the young because still the intellectual capacity hasn't developed. Not to say that even the old and wise people speaking spiritually is big zero, but all the same. So Yavana, that's what Krishna. Now he was 125 years on the Kurukshetra battlefield, but the appearance is fresh, like a Yavana, 16 years forever. So when Krishna comes to this age of Pauganda, the elder Brajvasis decide that, oh, he's now old enough to take the calves to the forest and take them for grazing. That festival is called Gopashtami. We celebrated it very recently, Gopashtami festival. So what we can understand from this, Prabhu's Mataji's, is everything in connection with Krishna is an event. It is wonderful. It is exceptional. It is not ordinary. Uh, when we have a particular milestone, anniversary, birthdays, or whatever else it is, oh, okay, people will come, happy birthday to you, clap hands, you cut cake, maybe have a small party or whatever, done. It's everything is over. But with Krishna, whatever it is fantastic. So even when he comes into this period, it's a big celebration. Actually, every day is a celebration in the spiritual world. So, what Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma, the final one, what he is praying, Shriya Kanta Kanta, uh, I forget it, Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanam Vanchit Priya Sakhi. So, in the spiritual world, every word is a song, and every gate, every step is a dance. Think about it. That's what the spiritual world is. So, this festival of Gopashtami is Krishna comes to this particular age, and it's a great celebration. Now, Krishna and Balram are given the charge, okay, go in the forest with these calves. Uh, Mother Yashoda feels very uh, upset that my little Lalla is going in the forest. And oh, the forest has all thorns and, hard stones. My Lalla's feet will get damaged. So she's saying, no, let's make some shoes for him. So Krishna says, well, if you have to make shoes, then you have to make shoes for all my cows. Now, Nanda Maharaj had about 900, close to 1 million cows, and each cow has 4 feet. So 900,000 times 4, 3.6 million shoes. So this is how Krishna feels more for his devotees. That's why whatever you do to him is not so pleasing, but what you do for his devotees, those who are serving him, makes him extremely happy. And we can understand this, even us. If someone gives us a present, okay, nice, thank you. But if someone gives a present to a child or someone whom we love, that makes us so much more joyous. So Krishna and Balram, and along with all his sakhas, they go to the forests of Vrindavan. Now, what we can understand, you see this picture, how they're going into a forest jungle. There are animals, wild animals, and you don't know, what the jungle is all about. But no fear. They're all laughing and, singing songs and dancing. There's no fear in the company of Krishna. This is what we can understand. The sakhas going into, even when the Krishna was going into Mathura, Kamsa, and they knew Kamsa is going to, with Chanur and Mushtika, they had the wrestling, Krishna and Balram. Uh, fearless, fearless. They were all jostling each other and making fun, cracking jokes, and going there. So, in the company of Krishna, there is no fear. Separation from Krishna brings anxiety. Turning our back away from him brings misery. Of course, even devotees feel anxiety, but that anxiety brings us closer. That kind of anxiety actually is the highest bhava, called vipralambha, because then the mind is completely absorbed in Krishna, than in the physical presence of Krishna. So, dear devotees, keep this, that there's no fear in the company of Krishna. The company of Krishna is not necessarily only the physical company, or in the temple we come and we see the beautiful darshan of the deities. Yes, we are in the presence, but company is also when we are chanting the Mahamantra. Company is when we are reading scriptures. Company is when we are listening. Company is when we are discussing. Company is when we have a question about Krishna. You ask a question. So we're always in the company. You just think, you see a rain cloud and you say, this is Shyam Sundar. You've thought of Krishna. You are in the company of Krishna. Hare, that's why, always think of me. That's the instruction. Don't forget Krishna. Always think of Krishna. Right? So there is fearless. So if you want to be fearless of whatever be it, just be in the company of Krishna. Now, as the Gopas are going, they say there's this forest called Talavan, and there is a fruit called Tala. Very juicy, very fleshy and sweet. And the Gopas say that, oh, we'd like to go there. Krishna, Krishna, Balramji, Daoji, let's go to Talavan to eat the Tala fruit. So, yeah, sure. Krishna says, come on, let's go. So, what we can understand is Krishna will always fulfill the desire of his devotees, no matter what. Now, many a times we may feel, now they say, whom Krishna loves, he gives what they lack, whom Krishna likes as a devotee, gives what they lack. He says, right, in Bhagavad Gita, I deliver what you lack and preserve what you have. That's what he does, right? But for someone he has special mercy and he really, really loves, he takes away everything from that person, makes him completely destitute, helpless, fully dependent on him. Now, there may be a well-wisher who will give us something and we are very happy. It'll all be whatever you say, something um, about this body, either the gross or subtle body, something to take care of the gross and subtle body. But what Krishna does for us, he does what is always best for us. If he has to give something, it will be for the best of our spiritual need and growth. If we take something away from us, it will again be best for our spirit, for who we really are, and not this body. Hare Krishna. So here now we have continuing how this comes in. Now when all these, big toli of Gopas, Sakhas, Krishna and Balram and the cows are coming, they're mooing and they're laughing and they're singing songs and they're coming over here. Yeah, that in Talavan, no fear, right? We talked about it, no fear. So Talavan was controlled by this Asura called Dhenukasura, and he had the form of a donkey, of an ass. Yeah. Now, what is this Asura mentality? Wanting to enjoy separately, wanting controllership separate from Krishna is the demonic mentality. So we may be in a role even as a parent or as a manager or something, but if we think that this is my property and I have dominion over these people, that is Asuric. We should look upon children as Krishna's family and my service to them as a parent, as a father or mother. So even if I have to chastise them, that is, I'm doing it for their spiritual. Of course, the physical, gross and subtle is very, very important. You don't neglect that. But always have this kind of a mentality. So keep in mind, dear devotees, that if we enjoy and want to control separate from Krishna, that is Dhenukasura mentality. So Balram gets in, he sees the tala tree, he embraces it and starts to shake it violently. And all the tala fruits fall to the ground, and the gopas go rushing, pushing each other and grabbing, and they're eating all the tala fruit. Now, all this noise, the commotion, it alerts Dhenukasura. And he's saying, huh, this is my forest. I have complete control over this forest. Who dare enters into my forest? He comes and sees the scene, and he is like livid. He's livid, and he's a donkey. He comes rushing and he kicks Baldev, Lord Balram, in his chest. This is what the demon does. And he's a very, very powerful. He's not like these donkeys that we see on the streets. He's huge, this donkey, muscular, really. And Balram is just a young boy, few days older than Krishna, Pauganda. He kicks him hard on his chest. But for Balram, it's as though a feather has fallen on him. Now, again, please understand Tattva, what Sarvadik Prabhu had said. Brahma is no different than Krishna. He is the first expansion of Krishna, Brahma. Yeah, as Anantasesha is holding the entire cosmos on his head. What is a demon's kick? Zero, nothing. Here we can understand that no matter whatever we do, whatever wealth, whatever strength, whatever intelligence, anything, whatever it is always a big zero in front of Krishna. We are infinitesimal. Krishna is infinite. We are a big zero, and Krishna is the ultimate one. And as the acharyas say, zero on its own has no value. However, you put one in front of a zero, then it has value. So whatever skills, capabilities, whatever that we have, if we put it in front of Krishna, like Krishna is here and everything else follows in his service, then it has value. Otherwise, it's a big zero. Hare Krishna. So finally, Dhenukasura, Balram is just smiling. And he gets even further infuriated and he tries to kick Balram again. But what Balram does is he grabs him by his hind legs and he twirls him and he just throws him into the tall tala trees. And Dhenukasura goes up there, with that whirling motion. His tongue comes out, he's vomiting blood, and he just falls dead on the tree. So, what we may think again is that we may have whatever power and capabilities. That's what the donkey thought. And he thought that he could destroy Krishna. And that's what happened. He met with his death. There was this pastime, I'm sure you must have heard it. It has been said many times. A person came and asked Srila Prabhupada, can Krishna make something which is so heavy that he cannot lift it? It's a trick question. If the answer is yes, that means how can Krishna be God because there is something that he cannot do? And again, if the answer is no, then still there is something that he uh, can't do. So either way, it disqualifies him as a god. So Prabhupada replied, yes, Krishna can make something which is so heavy that even he can't lift it. But literally the next event, next moment, he'll be easily able to lift it. Why? Because his potencies are not finite, it is infinite, it is ever expanding. So again, keep this in mind, donkey mentality is thinking that, oh, we are so great, right? But in front of Krishna, it comes to a big hero. The other demons, when they saw this, they also got angry and they rushed into Krishna, to Balaram. But Krishna and Balaram, for them, it became a sport. They would hold the donkeys by their legs, twirl them around, and throw them into the sea, onto the trees, dead, dead, dead. Now, the entire Tala forest had all these donkeys of different color, and it was so beautiful. It looked like a rainbow. All those amalgamations of all those colors, that's what it looked like. So, what we can understand is whatever Krishna does is never ugly. Now, there are certain things which for a normal person would be abominable. Like in a battlefield, Krishna left to go and meet the gopis, but he's glorified as Ranchod. Run is battle, Chod is to leave. Ranchod means like a coward for a Kshatriya, worse than death. But he's worshipped as Ranchod. Whenever he kills all these demons, he gives them mukti, right? As Mahaprabhu, he killed the demonic mentality of Jagai Madhai and he gave them the greatest treasure, love of God. That's what. So there is nothing which Krishna does is detrimental. It is always for the benefit. See, we spoke about that earlier, right? Krishna does what is best. People may do good, but Krishna does what is best. Hare Krishna. So finally, Prabhu's Mataji's, how Dhenukasura we can understand applies to us. Here is this picture of a sophisticated person, but with a dog's head. Jayadvaita Maharaj in one of his classes at our Yatra had said, University of Cats and Dogs. University of Cats and Dogs. Yeah. So my Guru Maharaj says the educational institution teaches our children how to be wealthy, not happy. So all this knowledge comes to a big zero. It's just that we are doing it only in a more polished way than a cat and a dog. Correct? All these material qualifications, whatever else it is. Please understand, not that it is not important. It is important as long as it is connected to Krishna. One before the zero, otherwise it's a big zero. So, there is the self-centeredness, which is Dhenukasura. So, Dhenukasura represents the gross materialistic intelligence and ignorance of spiritual knowledge. And so much so they think that anyone who's on the spiritual pursuit is, weak-minded, is not very intelligent, is a duffer, they really don't know how things are. That's Dhenukasura, ass-like mentality. And the other is Krishna-centered, spiritual knowledge through Shravanam. Yeah. And Shravanam is the basis of how a sadhaka can perform bhakti properly. There is this Hare Nam, Hare Nam. This age of Kali, it's only chanting of the holy name. So where do all these leelas and all fit in? Where do reading and everything else that you do, how does that fit in? So Romapad Maharaj was asked this question. It is just chanting, then why do we need to study the Shastras? By Shravanam Kirtanam? Why? So he says, so that you can do it properly. So when we hear these Leelas with humility and faith, that's when what the real essence of that Leela is. Right now, whatever we've discussed is all intellectual. But when we meditate on it, whenever there is any program, whenever there is any class, uh, typically we know our attention. If there is a class going on, let's say physically in-person class, uh, not on virtual, on the internet, in person. The moment someone enters a temple, class is going on and everyone turns to see who's coming and going. The speaker is on the Vyasasan discussing some katha, some leela, some whatever, and attention goes somewhere else. To know how much taste we have developed, even if, how do you say, even if there's a big explosion besides you, you won't even know. That's how Parikshit Maharaj, when he sat down, he was totally focused on listening to the katha, and based on what level of attention we pay, we put into all these activities, that's much attention Krishna gives us. He reciprocates according to how we approach him. Hare Krishna. So, can somebody please read this finally?
Hare Krishna.
People are
Indeed.
still eating. Devotees are still eating? I don't think so. Can someone please read?
In this Kali Yuga,
Kali Yuga. 1 minute, Babaji. Yeah. In this Kali Yuga, the demonic mentality is employed in manufacturing various consumer goods to facilitate the process of sense gratification.
That's what it is. Bombarded continuously. I want, and the whole thing is, so much so that instant gratification, instant. Earlier, it used to be you had to wait a few days if you ordered something online. Now, literally, they're doing it in hours. Literally in hours. My daughter, she ordered a few things from Amazon or somewhere, wherever, some internet. And they delivered it at during the Brahma Muhurat period. She did it in the evening after dinner, and in a few hours, morning 4 o'clock or something, it was already delivered. That much, like take, buy. No credit, bad credit, no problem. Take it, take it, take it, take it. That's what Kali Yuga is, demonic mentality, because more and more, I want, I want, I want, I want, I want. And here's the answer. To stop this is Hari Kirtan. And Hari Kirtan is the japa. Hari Kirtan is when we sing together, glorifying the Lord. Hari Kirtan is when we speak and when we listen to Katha. So, more we engage in this, the better off we'll be. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions or comment, anybody?
Prabhuji, you have explained so nicely and made it easy to understand everything, how to apply in our life.
Thank you, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. I would also like to thank you for a very nice education and learning this evening. Hare Krishna.
Very ball. So I have a question if nobody has a question. And then we can go to, I think the next part is Damodar Ashtakam.
Yes,
So
Prabhuji.
my question is, how many people have or how many people want iPhone 16?
I don't want. I'm not in the process of getting new one.
So the thing we can understand, when iPhone came out many years ago, So every time they have something new, or iPhone or whoever, uh, Samsung or Android or whatever, some new, improved, this, that, something or the other is, all the time. And here it is doing. So whenever we look at something, we should be able to figure out, do I want it or do I need it? Need is something you can't do without. If you don't have it, then the mind is very intelligent. It will tell us, oh, yeah, yeah, you need it. You need it for work. Oh, you need. But just ask yourself, if I don't have it, what will my life be like? And that's where we can make this distinction between want and need. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Simeshwar Prabhu. I think Prabhu must be busy. So I
Busy.
think
He must be busy. We can do our own.
maybe Damodar Ashtakam, give me a second, please.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nicely explained.
Hey, Prabhupada.
Hey, boss. Yeah,
Prabhu is back. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for a wonderful class. Nicely explained principles of Tattva behind the Leela of the Lord, pastimes of the Lord. Very nice. Thank you. Yeah, let's go for the Damodara Ashtaka. Let me share.
Okay, you're sharing.
You share it. Okay.
You're sharing, Prabhuji?
No. Share it if you can.
Okay, give me a minute. I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Can everyone see?
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Namamishwaram Satchitanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam
Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam
Satchidanandarupam
Rasakundalam
Dalam
Gokule
Gokule
Brajamanam
Brajamanam
Yashodabhiyalukaladhavamanam Paramrishtamadhyanta Totritya Gopya
Yashoda Viyolu Praladhavamanam
Manam
Paramrishtamadhyanta Dodrutya Gopya
Gopya
Rudantam Muhurnetra Yugmam Rejantam Karambhojayugamena Satankanetram
Rudantam
Rudantam
Muhunetra
Netram
Mrajantam
Prajantam
Karambhojayugmena
Karambhojayugmena
Sadanganetram
Netram
Sadanganetram
Muhushwashakam Patri Rekakakanta Stitha Kraivadamodaram Bhaktipatam
Muhushosakam Patrika Kanta
Patireka
Vidagriva Damodaram
Damodaram Bhakti
Bhaktipatam
Bhattam
Iti Triksvalilabhirananda Konde Swaghosham Nimajantam Akyapayantam
Iti Trisolila Viranandake Sugrusham
Swaghosam
Nimachandam
Nimajantam
Yapayantam
Akyapayantam
Yadiyekshitaneshu Bhaktarjitatvam Punha Prematastam Shata Divante
हृदयेषु
हृदयेषु
चाचिकेषु
भक्तिर्भक्तित्वं
भक्तिर्भक्तित्वं
पुनः
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 प्रेमतस्त्वं
प्रेमतस्तं
सदा
सदा
वृत्तिवन्दे
वन्दे
वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षं वदं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरिष्ठपिह
वरं
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 देवमोक्षं न
देवमोक्षं
देवमोक्षं
न
वदिं वा
वदं
मोक्षवद्यं
वा
न चान्यं
चान्यं
वृणेऽहं
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 वरेष्याधिपः
वरेष्याधिपः
इदं ते वपुरनाथ गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनसा विरष्टं किं मन्ये
इदं
इदं
देव
देव
पुरनाद
पुरनाद गोपालबालं
गोपालबालं
सदा
सदा
मे
मे
मनस्या
मनसा
विरक्ति
विराजतं
मन्ये
मन्ये
इदं ते मुखं भोजम् अत्यन्तनीले वृत्तं कुन्तलै स्निग्धरक्तश्च गोप्या
इदं
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 ते
ते
ते मुखं
मुखाम्बोजम्
मुखम्भोजम्
अत्यन्तनीले मदं
अत्यन्तनीलैर्वृतं
कुन्तलैस्निग्धरक्तस्य
कुन्तलैस्तारक्तस्य
कुन्तलैस्निग्धरक्तस्य
गोप्या
मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनसा विरष्टां मलं लक्षलाभै
मुहुश्चुम्बितं
मुहुश्चुम्बितं
बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे
बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे
मनसि
मनसि
मनसैर्विराष्टं
विराष्टामलं
अलं
लक्षलाभे
लसलाभे
लसलाभे
नमो देवदामोदरानन्तविष्णो प्रसिद्ध प्रभो दुःखचलाब्धिमग्नम्
नमो
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 देवदामोदरानन्दविष्णो
देवदामोदरानन्दविष्णो
प्रसीद
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 प्रभो
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 दुःखजलाभिमग्नम्
दुःखजलाभिमग्नम्
विपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यातिदीनं बतानु गृहान्नेशमामज्ञन् यदि यक्षिदृश्यै
कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यादिदीनं
कृपादृष्ट्यादिदीनं
ददातु
ददातु
गृहाणेक्षमामस्नं
गृहाणेशमाम्यहमेदृश्य
अक्षिदृष्ट्या
दृश्या
कुबेरात्मजा बद्ध मूर्तैव यद्वा त्वया मुच्चिता भक्ति वाचकृत च
कुबेरात्मजो
कुबेरात्मजोबद्ध इव
बद्धमूर्तैव
यद्वा
यदत्ता
त्वया मोचितो भजौ कृतौ च
तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकं मे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति तामुदरेह
तथा
तथा
तदा
प्रेम
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 भक्तं
भक्तिं
भक्तिं
स्वकमे
स्वकं
स्वकं
मे
प्रयच्छ
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 न मोक्षे
नमो
गृहो मे
मोक्षे ग्रहो
मे
मे
स्थिते
दामोदरेह
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 नमस्तेऽस्तु दाम्ने स्फुरतीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाथ विश्वस्य धाम्ने
नमस्तु
नमस्ते
धाम्ने
नमस्तु धाम्ने
दाम्ने
स्फुरतिदाम्ने
धाम्ने
स्फुरतिदाम्ने
धियोदरायात
त्वदयोदरायाथ
विश्वस्य
धियोदराय
विश्वस्य
धाम्ने
धाम्ने
विश्वधाम्ने
नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवैरुभ्यम्
नमो
नमो
नमो राधिकाय
राधिकायै
त्वदीयप्रियायै
राधिकायै
त्वदीयप्रियायै
नमो
नमो
नन्दलीलाय
नन्तलीलाय
लीलाय
देवाय
देवाय
तुभ्यम्
तुभ्यम्
नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय त्वम्
नमो
नमो
राधिकाय
राधिकायै
त्वदीयप्रियायै
त्वदीयप्रियायै
नमो
नमो
नन्दलीलाय
नन्तलीलाय
देवाय
देवाय
तुभ्यम्
तुभ्यम्
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे रामा हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare.
Shri Shri Radha Damodar ji ki jai.
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 Devotees, you can read the translation one by one.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji. Turn
Please.
on.
Yeah.
The first sloka
Yes.
translation. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge and bliss, whose sharp-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who is quickly running from the wooden grinding motor in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna.
Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with the fear, and the necklace of the pearls around his neck, which is marked with the 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with the ropes, but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisance.
By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy, and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. Hare Krishna.
O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bal Gopal in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart, for what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? Hey Krishna.
O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair, tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda. Your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are no use to me.
I can read.
O
Supreme Godhead. Okay, go ahead.
O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me by showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eye. Hare
Go ahead.
O Lord Damodara, just as the 2 sons of Kuvera and Manigriva and Nalkuvara were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby tied with a rope to a wooden grinding mortar. In the same way, please give to me your own prema bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation.
O Lord,
Please go ahead.
go ahead, Mataji. Who started? Go ahead.
I don't know who started.
Okay. Okay.
I first of all
Is that Lata Mataji? Start it.
Dasaji, okay.
No,
Go ahead.
I think no. Okay.
O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliant fulgent robe which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of your abode of our entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastime. Radha Damodar
Yeah,
ki.
the Mother
Yeah.
Ji. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, all the devotees. So this is so wonderful, so powerful that we are hearing the wonderful pastimes of the Lord throughout this Kartik, chanting this Damodara Ashtagam, immerse into the pastimes of the Lord and the vision of the Lord, and that beautiful pastimes of the Lord. This is our good fortune. There is nothing else is that better than this in this world. Morning and evening we are hearing Bhagavatam and the pastimes of the Lord. So wonderful. And few more days. That means Friday is the last day of Kartik. We have program in the temple. Tomorrow also we'll be having this class about the glories and the pastimes of the Lord. How beautifully, wonderfully Krishna, exhibit his pastimes, his lila, for the pleasure of his devotees. So please join. And also Friday we have program at the temple. Please join for this wonderful Kartik Purnima and concluding and culminating the Kartik Prada. And also there'll be a kirtan and the Damodara Ashtagam and offering the diya to the Lord. So also we can come and show our great gratitude and thankfulness to the Lord. That throughout this month gave this opportunity for us to hear and associate and sing in so many ways. Dear devotees, even just once that we do this great benefit and think about that, an entire month you're observing it. That we should be extremely, extremely grateful for the Lord that have that opportunity for us. So that's this week, and next week we are going to start the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we'll be starting from the beginning to end every day, and except Saturday and Sunday. This will be a wonderful section of Chaitanya Charitamrita. This always says that this is an advanced study. So past 5 years we were going through the Srimad, Bhagavad Gita, nectar of devotion, journey of self-discovery, and Krishna book, and the nectar of instruction, and Ishopanishad, and so many wonderful. I think it's maybe a good idea to go further and understand what is bhakti from the very self-realized or the very realized souls. So it helps us a lot. So please join on next week onwards for this Chaitanya Charitamrita section. Okay, so don't miss it out. Everybody should please join. Okay, and also the Gita Jayanti is going to start. This is our practical on how to execute bhakti. So we heard a lot. So now the time to execute. That's called practicals. So we can distribute books, and we are going to have a call. We mentioned about have a call now, and so we would humbly request devotees also stay back if you like, so that we can plan for the Gita Jayanti program on this 2024. Anybody has anything, any comments, anything that you would like to add, or any comments?
Swami is also doing the Japa retreat.
Oh yeah, that is on 22nd, 23rd, and 24th is the Japa retreat. The flyers are out, so please join us on these days. Okay. Any other comments?
No, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
You
Hare
all,
Bol.
devotees, and would humbly request devotees also stay back for the Sankirtan, and we'll start that in a minute, the same channel. Okay.